The following is an official Geeks & Company presentation.
What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Geeks & Company. My name is JS, and today I want to talk about Stargate. That's right, Stargate, the show that, we haven't had any Stargate, actually, since 2011. So I want to talk a little bit about some news that I've been reading here online. Before we get started, I want to take a couple seconds to really thank again Cosplay Alliance. Cosplay Alliance helps us power the Geeks of the Roundtable podcast. They help us with the technology, the platform behind the podcast. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you the Geeks of the Roundtable podcast. Again, thank you very much to Cosplay Alliance. Make sure you go check them out on YouTube and on Instagram. Both links in the description below. Now, Stargate. Stargate's been quite the phenomenon, actually. And it started in 1994. Now, the movie Stargate was released in 1994, starring Kurt Russell, and introduced James Spader. Now, James Spader, I didn't know James Spader before this. It was the first time I met James Spader through Stargate and fell in love with James Spader. Followed James Spader and watched almost everything he's done through Boston Legal, through The Red List, through, he's Ultron and Age of Ultron. James Spader at this point is a legend. I think he's a big part of the reason why I actually loved the Stargate movie so much. But Stargate movie did spawn a number of TV shows. That's right. First off with Stargate SG-1. So 1994, the movie came out. 1997, Stargate SG-1, the TV show, comes out. Now, the TV show obviously is starring Richard Dean Anderson as Jack O'Neill instead of Kurt Russell, and Michael Shanks as Daniel Jackson instead of James Spader. I will admit I was a little bit disappointed to find out that Spader was not coming back for the show. But, he's a big movie star now. Why would he come back for a TV show? So that was all right. Michael Shanks actually did a very, very good job. He actually spanned a couple of the different shows. He was in the pilot for Atlantis. I believe he was also in the pilot for Stargate Universe, the last show that we actually got. But we also got a number of video games, comic books, straight-to-DVD movies. You name it, there was for a while, we would get a lot of Stargate media up until 2011. And Stargate Universe was canceled. I'll be honest, Stargate Universe was probably the worst of all the shows. It had a very different look and feel. It was a very different type of show. This show introduced us to the concept that the Goa'uld didn't actually build the gates. There's a race of aliens that are even older than the Goa'uld who actually went around space building the gates. And they find a gate-building ship. This race of alien would send ships into space, and these ships would build gates, so that this race could travel around. So somehow they find this ship flying through space, and then they go on their own adventure. And frankly, I feel like the unpopularity of this show is ultimately what killed Stargate. Now, if I do say Star Trek instead of Stargate, I'm very, very sorry. I tried to film this video one time already, kept saying Star Trek. So again, if I do say Star Trek instead of Stargate, I apologize. I do mean Stargate. Now, where does that lead us? Well, there's a lot of news outlets that are reporting that there are 2 new shows coming. Now, the source, I'm not even sure I want to mention the source. I don't know the source myself, so I don't know the validity of this information. Maybe I will mention it. This is from Giant Freaking Robot. And let me read a little excerpt of what Giant Freaking Robot had to say here. Again, they're announcing, if I haven't already said, there's 2 new Stargate shows in development at MGM. That's right, not 1, 2 new shows in development at MGM. So let's read this. The first one of these projects is probably unexpected by most fans. It's an animated series. The animated series is currently in development at MGM. While they're working on it, they're unclear on where the series will land. The second series is an adult Stargate series. The second project at MGM is currently working to partner up with a streaming service to bring the series to life. It's most likely that Amazon, we'll talk about this in a second, it's most likely that Amazon will be the home for these MGM series, since Amazon announced their intentions to buy the legendary studio, MGM, back in May. However, no deal has been finalized. Now, MGM also has made no kind of announcement about this, but the fans, oh man, the fans have been going crazy about this. A Twitter campaign was started. Hashtag We Want Stargate. The campaign was started to show well, not MGM, but to show Amazon, because the campaign is directly, aimed at Amazon. The point of the campaign was to show Amazon that people want Stargate back. People will pay to subscribe to Amazon to watch Stargate. They want Amazon to pick up Stargate. Now, again, this has been going on for, I want to say, well, by looking at the dates here, at least a month and a half or maybe even 2 months. Still nothing from Amazon Studios themselves. I mean, let's be honest. What other main sci-fi show does Amazon do? Well, there's The Expanse. Now, would Stargate directly compete with The Expanse? I hate when studios talk about stuff like that. Will one show compete with the other? No. The Expanse has its own following, likely the same people that used to watch and love Stargate. Why would they not watch both? That seems silly to me. The more content you have, the more people will go watch it. So right now, again, there's no news as to what the show will be about. Actually, I am hearing rumors that the animated show will be more of an adult-based show, a little in the same vein of Star Trek Lower Decks, where it's like I said, it's a little bit more aimed at adults. It's a little bit funnier, a little bit crustier, a little bit more raw. Maybe not the type of show that you're going to want any kid just necessarily watching. But if it is anything like Lower Decks, I mean, I'm all in. I mean, I'm loving Lower Decks, so I'm totally on in. As far as actors coming back, is anybody going to come back to this show? Well, again, so far nothing's been announced. That said, Michael Shanks did do an interview a little while ago mentioning that, yeah, he would totally be open to coming back to Stargate. He also mentioned back then that there was a new series in development, although nobody really knew what that meant or what that was about. Obviously he's interested in coming back, but is anybody actually going to be coming back? I mean, now we've got three different shows of characters that you can pick from to bring back for these new shows. Or are we just going to be going through something new again? Or is this even going to be a reboot? That's the other thing. A lot of people are thinking that this new live action show is going to be a complete reboot of the Stargate canon. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, I'm really hoping, and this goes out to you, Amazon, pick up this damn show. Go out and buy MGM. What are you freaking waiting for? We want Stargate back. Definitely. So what do you all think? Go down in the comments below and let me know. Hey, are you even interested in an animated Stargate show? What are these new series going to be like? Are they actually going to end up being on Amazon? Make sure you go comment below. Let me know your thoughts. While you're down there, hey, make sure you click like and subscribe. Being a new channel, I know you're not subscribed. It really, really helps me out when, every click, every like, every subscribe really, really helps propagate our videos through the YouTube realm. So make sure you go down there and click like and subscribe. Now, that being said, that will be it for me today. Make sure you stay geeky, everybody. We'll see you next time.